Good evening, Divine Masculine. Hi, my name is Antoinette. I'm here to do a quick channel message. I already have the cards laid out. All right, Divine Masculine. We have refuse to be used, think twice, you can make a difference, and charge forward. All right, Divine Masculine. You are currently in a situation where you really just want to walk away. You're not content where you're at. It says, refuse to be used. Pull away from your fears and refuse to be a victim. You will never be happy if you don't end toxic arrangements that imprison you. Love yourself. You deserve better. So what Spirit's telling you is you may have went into a situation, it might have been for money. Let's say you married somebody for money and things just didn't work out. Well, that's not like a great base for a marriage. Let's say it's a marriage. So, if you married for money, that's automatically a toxic agreement. That's not a solid foundation. And, I feel like you married for money, and now you're realizing that money doesn't make you happy, and the place you're at just doesn't make you happy. But you need to realize, instead of, let's say that things didn't work out, and this was karma, instead of being like, oh, my wife cheated on me, or oh, this happened, you have to not go into victim mentality. You need to realize that everything happens for a reason. Maybe you, let's say your wife cheated on you, and you cheated on the person before you. That's how things work. That's how just things work. Let's say you had a partner before that loved you and tried their best to be with you, and let's say you cheated on that person and went to somebody else, and now the new person you're with, you really wanted to love the way the other person wanted to love you, and now things didn't work out. That's called karma. So you can't play the victim, because you have to think, when things happen to people, things just don't happen to people. In relationship wise, if you got cheated on, it's because you cheated on somebody before. That's how karma works. Excuse me. So in that case, you can't play the victim because you did it to somebody else. So you need to be like, oh, okay, now I get why this happened. It makes sense. So I need to realize that this was just karma. I married somebody for, let's say it's a marriage. I married somebody for money, so I'm not happy. But you, let's say you married somebody for money, and now you have all this money, but you're not happy. When you marry for the wrong reasons and are with somebody for really, just wrong reasons, it can actually become a prison, because even though you have all the financial means, you may not have love, and maybe you didn't know, and or maybe you didn't appreciate love before the situation, and maybe you thought money made you happy, and now you're realizing it doesn't. Let's say you married somebody, they have all the money in the world, but they don't know how to love you. You're not going to want to be there, because you're going to realize money really just doesn't make you happy. And maybe you had to go into the situation just to learn that. The next card is think twice. It says, when things seem to be so obvious, there may be more to it, and may be more to it than the surface appearance. Do not underestimate the situation. Think twice and explore more deeply before taking action. You may have to approach it differently. Just like I said, realize that, maybe this situation wasn't meant for you. I feel like that. But you need to realize that you went into the situation because there were lessons to learn. And don't be upset with the person that's teaching you these lessons, because everybody has a part to play. You know, let's say, like I said before, if you were in a relationship, that person tried to love you, you didn't love them, so you ended up with somebody else, you know, and things happened to you, just realize, hey, you know, this is because I did this, or, you know, I married for money, so, you know, this wasn't meant to work because it was built on a faulty foundation. So you just need to, you know, sit back instead of being bitter on the way things worked out, just realize, hey, you know, there was a lesson in this. There's a reason why this happened. I had lessons to learn, and that's why I ended up where I'm at. So it's time to get right back, you know, back on the right track, because I'm on the wrong one. All right, so the next card is you can make a difference. Don't just go with the flow. Insert yourself into a situation to make a positive impact. You have the knowledge and ability to turn things around. Believe and inspire others to believe. Your decisive influence will change the outcome. So Spirit's saying, you know, don't just stay stuck in the situation you're in. It's time to move, is what I'm hearing. Because if you go with the flow, you're just going to stay in this toxic cycle. So that's not what you want to do. Spirit's saying, hey, you made a bad decision. Take the lessons, learn them, get out of there. Don't repeat them, is what I'm hearing. You're a big influence. A lot of people look up to you. And I feel like there are some people who want what's best for you. Very few is what I heard. But those people you're a huge influence on, and I feel like the you know, very couple people who are actually giving you real good advice, not just what they want you to hear. Like, let's say this is a bad marriage and your friends are like, no, you know, you're not happy there, go. Those are the friends that you want to listen to, because those are the friends that want what's best for you. Let's say, you know, the same marriage and your friends are like, nah, man, you won't have this and you won't have that. Those are toxic people. Let those people go. Don't just go with the flow. It's time to do, you know, get up and get out, is what I just heard. Yes, exactly, because charge forward is at the bottom of the deck. It says, you know your goal, how far you have to travel. Do not allow interim changes and difficulties to confuse you or delay you. You are on the right path. Charge forward confidently, because the situation, seen or unseen, are in your favor. So what you want to go towards is already yours, is what Spirit's telling me. But you have to move forward. You have to get out of the situation you're in. If this is a toxic family relationship, then you're going to have to leave those toxic people behind. Some people just can't go with you, Divine Masculine. And I feel like, you know, like where you want to go. You want to go towards your feminine, but you know it's not going to be easy. You know, like, let's say it's a family. You know you're going to have to make some cut off toxic family members who aren't good for you, or cut off, you know, get out of a marriage that's just bad for you, or leave a friend group that just want, you know, you to be toxic like them. You know, don't allow those people. Like, let's say you want to leave, like I said, a bad marriage, and your friends are like, oh man, don't let people confuse you. You know what you want to do. You know where you want to go. Don't allow those people to get in your head. Quit people pleasing, masculine, is what I just heard. You know, right underneath that is prosperity. It says, you are aligned with the power of the heavens, the strength of the earth, the harmony of the people. Everything you have dreamed of is now taking shape now. Receive the generosity and abundance. Be self-effacing and gracious. Spirit's telling you, you know, you're in a situation where you're not happy. You know, Spirit's pretty much telling you, don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to provide for you. Prosperity's ahead. So, you know, let's say you're staying for money, monetary reasons, which my nose just itched. Just know that Spirit's going to provide for you. If you're on the wrong path, blessings aren't going to come. But once you get aligned, blessings will just start flowing out of nowhere. So don't, if it's money you're staying in the situation for, don't work. Money you can get back. Anything that you can buy at the store or buy with money, you can literally get back. So don't worry about it. Prosperity lies ahead, Spirit says. And refuse to be used is clarified by trickery. Don't let whoever the toxic person is in your life to trick you into staying. I feel like they're going to try, very possibly bait you with money. buy you a lot of things like, here, I'll buy you this if you stay. But Spirit's telling you it's all trickery. Don't refuse to be used. Put your foot down. If you're, let's say it's family and they want you financially take care of them. Spirit's saying they are big, they are adults. They can take care of themselves. They don't want you happy is what I just heard. They're tricking you. Think twice is, isolation. I feel like you went into isolation and, you've thought about things. And that's what's making you want to go forward. I feel like Spirit is working with you. You might be having dreams that are telling you which way to go. Spirit will do that if they, if you're not listening to like the synchronicities, like 222 or, just different things or things like that, they'll find a new way to talk to you. Usually in your dreams, I know for me, they will show me things in my dreams. I feel like that's how you know, like it's time to go. You can make a difference is release. You have to release hurt, pain, the people that are keeping you on this wrong path, the people who don't want what's best for you. Misery loves company is what I just was told. If it's a family dynamic, okay, divine masculines that are in this collective have already been with your feminine. And when you were with them, you were happy, but your family was miserable. Even if they didn't show it, you know that now. Like they couldn't stand her. So let's say, you and your feminine are split up now, but your family's happy and you're miserable. Or, you were with your feminine and your friends weren't happy, but now that you're hanging out with your friends, you're miserable kind of thing. Misery loves company. The people who are miserable don't want you to be happy because they're not happy is what I'm hearing. So your Spirit's saying you need to let them go. I feel like you've been working a lot, just to stay busy, maybe even stay from having to go home. But, right behind it is miracle. So leave the situation and a miracle will happen. I feel like you may not feel like your divine feminine will take you back, but Spirit's saying, if you learn the lessons you need from the situation you're at and you change, what got you in this process to begin with, Spirit's letting you know a miracle will happen. Your divine feminine will take you back. But right behind it is vanity. I feel like you might be a little cocky, divine masculine, and you might be feeling guilty about the things that happened in the past with your feminine, but don't worry about it, masculine. Let those things go. You had to push your feminine away so that they could learn how to love themselves, and your feminine knows that. They've picked up the lesson. Just like you had to go into the situation you're currently in to like maybe appreciate your feminine. That's usually how that works. So if you feel like your feminine's mad at you, they're not mad at you. They get that, you both had things to go through so that you guys can come together as a whole. You both had healing to do, and your feminine knows that. So Spirit's saying, hey, your femme gets it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I feel like you may be talking to people, very possibly her family, but don't listen to her family because her family don't want you together, just like your family doesn't want you guys together. I feel like her family may be filling your head with lies, and it's because they don't want her happy. No matter how much they act like they like you, masculine, they really don't. I feel like you just need to trust your gut. Spirit's saying trust your gut. If you ever, like, let's say you're talking to your friends and you're like, oh, I want to leave this, marriage, but, and your gut turns when they say, no, you need to stay, and your gut turns. Listen to your gut feeling. Don't listen to anybody. I feel like the people you've been going to, they're giving you really bad advice is what Spirit's saying. So it's time you start trusting your gut. Follow it. That voice in your head that says, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. And you start listening to that and quit listening to other people. All right, divine masculines, this is the read that I got. If it resonates, hit the like button. Feel free to hit me up if you want a personal read. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Love and light. Bye, my loves.